Okay, it's Decision 2024 as we begin to wrap things up now, just 1 week until the election day next Tuesday. And this year, I want to let you know there are a couple of amendments to the state's Iowa Constitution on your ballot on Tuesday.
Yeah, tonight at 5, we broke down one amendment focused on the line of succession for the state's governor. And KWWL's Emily Moss joins us now to explain the other decision facing voters over who can vote.
Right now, the Iowa Constitution states every citizen of the United States of the age of 21 years can vote in a state election. It's outdated since the federal voting age has been 18 since the 1970s. This amendment is looking to codify the federal requirement in the state's constitution, but it also would prevent non-citizens from voting. University of Iowa law professor Todd Pettis says the amendment on this year's ballot may not seem like much to the eye. The amendment changes the voting requirement age from 21 to 18 in the state, which is already followed due to federal law.
That was something that we changed in the midst of the Vietnam War, where the logic was if you're old enough to go die for your country, you ought to be old enough to vote.
It would also allow 17-year-olds who will be 18 by election night to vote in primaries, which is already allowed due to an Iowa statute.
This would put it in the Iowa Constitution, so it would kind of lock it in.
But a one-word difference between old and new could have some implications down the road concerning non-citizen voting.
Right now, the Iowa Constitution says that every citizen who is of the required age is entitled to vote. This amendment says only a citizen can vote.
While rare, across the country, non-citizens have been allowed to vote in specific circumstances.
A city has said, we have people who are in the city legally, and we want them to be able to participate in some things that affect their lives, like the schooling system. And so the kids will be in public schools. And so we'll say to the parents, we'll let you vote in school board elections.
By voting on this amendment, Iowans will decide whether to allow that to ever happen in the state.
Voting at 18, that's already the law. I would think most people, if not everyone, would be in favor of it. People may be of differing minds about non-citizens, should they ever be allowed to vote in the future, if a city or state government were to want to. That's, I think, what is most at stake on that amendment.
The other amendment on your ballot is to solidify the line of succession for the state's governor. This issue was brought to light in 2017 after then President Donald Trump appointed Governor Terry Branstad to become the ambassador to China, and then Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds assumed the role and duties of governor. However, under the current state constitution, she was still lieutenant governor and could not appoint her own successor. This amendment would clarify exactly when a lieutenant governor is appointed to governor and how they can appoint their own lieutenant governor in that case. It also does not require the new governor to get approval for their choice for lieutenant governor. Emily Moss, News 7, KWWL.